Leg cramps, the kind that rip you out of sleep at 2 in the morning. And if you've been reaching for a handful of pumpkin seeds thinking that should be enough, that's where the real confusion starts. Because one handful before bed could be the smartest thing you've done for your legs in years. Or it could be doing almost nothing. And the difference has nothing to do with willpower. It has to do with 3 specific things most seniors have never been told. Before this is over, I'm going to show you which of 3 nuts and seeds gives the strongest bedtime advantage for your muscles, which one most seniors overlook completely, and why the timing matters more than the food label ever will. For decades, the advice has been simple. Drink more water, eat a banana, maybe take a magnesium pill, and most seniors followed that advice faithfully, night after night. However, a review published in American Family Physician found that nocturnal leg cramps affect up to 50 to 60% of adults, with prevalence increasing with age, and that most cases aren't explained by dehydration alone. And here's where it gets worse. The NIH Office of Dietary Supplements states directly that older adults have lower dietary intakes of magnesium than younger adults, that magnesium absorption from the gut decreases with age, and that renal excretion of magnesium increases at the same time. So the standard advice, drink water, eat a banana, is landing on a body that is already losing more magnesium than it's absorbing. That's the gap nobody fills for you. That is the enemy, not your age, not your effort. The outdated myth that one-size-fits-all advice is enough after 60. My name is Dr. David Collin, and this is for educational purposes only. Always discuss changes with your own doctor. But I'm telling you this today because what the research actually says about magnesium, potassium, and your muscles at night, it deserves a real conversation, not a label on a bottle. After 60, everything changes, and most people aren't told why. By the time I'm done, you'll know exactly which 3 foods carry the strongest mineral profile for nighttime muscle calm, why the form and the timing matter more than the food itself, and what you can do about it starting tonight. And there's one food on this list that challenges the banana myth so directly. Most seniors can't believe they never heard about it. That one comes second. Stay right where you are. Let me show you what's actually going on inside your legs at 3 in the morning. Your muscles run on minerals. Specifically, they need magnesium to relax after they contract. Think of magnesium as the off switch. When there's enough of it, the muscle fires, then releases. When there isn't enough, the muscle fires and keeps firing. That's a cramp. That is what's happening in your calf when you're gripping the mattress at 2 a.m. And here's where the stacking starts. It's not one thing going wrong. It's 3. First, your intake drops. As you age, your appetite changes. Meals get lighter. Snacks replace dinners. And the foods that carry the heaviest mineral loads, seeds, nuts, leafy greens, those are the first ones to disappear from the plate. Second, your gut absorbs less. The NIH states it plainly. Magnesium absorption from the gut decreases with age. So even when you eat the right food, your body pulls less out of it than it did 20 years ago. Third, your kidneys flush more. Renal magnesium excretion increases with age. So you're taking in less, absorbing less, and losing more. At the same time, that is not a cramp that water fixes. That is a pattern. And this is where pumpkin seeds enter the story. Not because they're trendy, because of what they carry. According to USDA FoodData Central and the NIH Office of Dietary Supplements, 1 ounce of roasted pumpkin seeds, that's roughly a small handful, delivers about 156 milligrams of magnesium. That's 37% of your daily value in 1 ounce. To put that in perspective, a medium banana, the thing most seniors reach for first, carries about 32 milligrams. That's 8%. Pumpkin seeds deliver nearly 5 times the magnesium of a banana in a single serving. And they don't just carry magnesium. That same ounce delivers potassium. It delivers phosphorus. It delivers zinc. It's not a single note. It's a chord. Multiple minerals arriving together in a whole food form your body already knows how to process. Now, does that mean pumpkin seeds cure cramps? No. Nobody can promise you that. But the mineral math tells a story that most seniors have never seen. And once you see it, the banana myth starts to crack. Most seniors never connect this to that. Today you will. There's something else about pumpkin seeds I need you to hear. Because the form matters. Roasted, plain, unsalted. That's the version that carries this mineral profile. The honey-glazed version from the snack aisle? Different product, different outcome. And we'll come back to that before this is over, because it matters more than most people think. But here's what I want you to hold on to right now. Magnesium doesn't just show up in your bloodstream because you swallowed it. It has to be absorbed. It has to compete with other nutrients. And it has to reach the muscle cell at the right time, which means what you eat, and when you eat it, and what form it's in all matter. You know now why this starts. But knowing where it starts is only part of the story. Where it leads, that's what no one ever showed you. Now here's where the ranking shifts. Because the second food on this list does something pumpkin seeds don't do as well. And it's the reason I said one of these foods challenges the banana myth directly. Pistachios. Most seniors don't think of pistachios when they think about leg cramps. But they should, because according to USDA data, 1 ounce of dry roasted pistachios delivers approximately 285 milligrams of potassium. That's more potassium per ounce than almost any other common nut or seed you'll find in a grocery store. And potassium matters for cramps. The NIH Office of Dietary Supplements states that potassium is essential for normal muscle contraction and nerve transmission. When potassium runs low, the electrical signals between your nerves and muscles get unreliable. The muscle can't contract and release smoothly. And at night, when your body is still and your circulation slows, that unreliability shows up as a cramp. Now, here's the part that surprises people. Pistachios also carry about 31 milligrams of magnesium per ounce. That's lower than pumpkin seeds. But they're not trying to do the same job. Pumpkin seeds lead with magnesium. Pistachios lead with potassium. And your muscles need both. Think of it this way. Magnesium is the off switch. Potassium is the signal that tells the switch when to flip. Without enough potassium, the signal gets confused. Without enough magnesium, the switch doesn't work even when the signal arrives. You need both channels working. And here's what makes pistachios the banana challenger. A medium banana gives you about 422 milligrams of potassium. That sounds like a lot. But it also comes with natural sugars, more calories, and almost no magnesium to speak of, 32 milligrams. Pistachios give you roughly 2/3 of that potassium in 1 ounce, plus magnesium, plus protein, plus fiber, in a smaller, more mineral-dense package. That doesn't mean bananas are bad. But the idea that a banana alone is your cramp solution after 60, that's incomplete. And incomplete advice is what keeps most seniors stuck. Your doctor never told you this, but I will. There's another trap here, and it's one most seniors walk right into. Salted pistachios, flavored pistachios, the kind with added sodium and sugar. Those can quietly shift your electrolyte balance in the wrong direction, especially if you're on a blood pressure medication or a diuretic. The NIH notes that loop diuretics and thiazide diuretics, both commonly prescribed for seniors, can increase the loss of magnesium through urine. So if you're already losing minerals through medication, and then you add sodium-heavy snacks on top, the net benefit shrinks. Plain, unsalted. That's the version that gives you what your muscles actually need. And if you're someone with kidney disease, or you're on a potassium-restricted plan, this is the part where I need you to pause and talk to your doctor before adding potassium-rich foods to your routine. The National Kidney Foundation is clear. Impaired kidneys may not clear extra potassium the way healthy kidneys do. So more is not always better. The right amount, for your body, determined with your doctor. That's the only answer that matters. Now I want to ask you something. Because we're at the halfway point of this conversation, and where you stand right now tells me a lot. Have you been eating the right food at the wrong time? Have you been trusting a single banana to do the work of a mineral pattern? Let me tell you about something that connects everything we've talked about so far. Because there's a third food, and it's the one most seniors already have in their kitchen but eat at the wrong moment. That one's coming. But first, I need to hear from you. Think about this carefully. Most people over 60 have been told the same story about cramps. Drink water, stretch, eat a banana. Some of you have done all three, and the cramps came back anyway. Others are starting to wonder if there's a smarter way. If the minerals in a small handful of seeds or nuts, eaten at the right time, might do something a random pill or a single fruit can't. Here's what I want to know. I want you to drop a letter in the comments right now. If you still think night leg cramps are mostly about drinking more water or grabbing a banana, drop the letter A. If you believe a small bedtime serving of mineral-dense nuts or seeds makes more sense after 60, drop the letter B. I read every single comment personally. Let me know below. And now, here's the part I've been building toward. Everything I just told you is real, and it matters. But there's something that changes all of it, something almost no one talks about. And once you understand it, you'll never look at these foods the same way again. The third food is almonds. 1 ounce of dry roasted almonds delivers about 80 milligrams of magnesium, 19% of your daily value. It also carries roughly 208 milligrams of potassium. And here's the part most people miss. Almonds deliver about 76 milligrams of calcium in that same ounce. That's higher than pumpkin seeds, higher than pistachios. And calcium plays its own role in how muscles contract and release. So in one small handful, almonds give you all three: magnesium, potassium, and calcium. A triple mineral delivery. Not as high as pumpkin seeds in magnesium alone, not as high as pistachios in potassium alone, but the broadest mineral spread of the three. And that's where the twist lives. Because the real issue, the one nobody explains to seniors, is not that your body has never seen magnesium. It's that the muscle isn't getting a strong enough mineral signal at the right time of night. Let me say that again. The problem is rarely zero magnesium. The problem is weak delivery, wrong timing, and unrealistic expectations about what a single pill can do. A Cochrane Database review, Garrison and colleagues, published in 2020, looked at the evidence on magnesium supplements for skeletal muscle cramps. And here's what they found. For older adults specifically, magnesium supplementation was unlikely to provide clinically meaningful cramp relief. Read that again. Unlikely to provide clinically meaningful relief. For older adults. From supplements. Now, does that mean magnesium doesn't matter? No. It means the delivery method matters. A random magnesium pill, taken at a random time, with nothing else supporting it, often isn't enough. Because your body doesn't process a pill the way it processes a food. When you eat an ounce of almonds in the evening, you're not just getting magnesium. You're getting it inside a food matrix. Fiber, fat, protein, calcium, potassium, all arriving together. Your gut absorbs it differently, more slowly, more steadily, and the minerals reach the bloodstream over hours, not in one spike. That's why timing matters. That's why form matters. And that's why a small handful of the right food before bed may support your muscles through the night in a way that a random supplement at lunch never could. I'm telling you this because nobody else in this space will. The supplement industry wants you to believe one pill is the answer. The old dietary advice wants you to believe a banana and a glass of water is enough. Neither story is wrong. Both stories are incomplete. And that gap, that incompleteness, is what keeps the cramps returning. Most seniors never get this far. They manage one piece of the puzzle, but they miss the mineral timing, the food matrix, the combination, and that gap is exactly what keeps the problem returning night after night. This is not age. This is something your body is doing, and we can fix it. Now, you've seen the mechanism. You've seen the three foods. You've seen why the old advice falls short. Let me give you exactly what to do with all of it. Here's what this looks like in real life. And I'm going to keep it simple. Because the simpler this is, the more likely you are to actually do it. The first one, pumpkin seeds. 1 ounce. That's a small handful. Plain, roasted, unsalted. They carry the highest magnesium load of the three, 156 milligrams per ounce, according to the NIH and USDA data. Why this helps your cramps? Magnesium is required for muscle relaxation. Without enough of it, the muscle contracts and can't release. That's the cramp. How to use it? Add it to your evening routine. A small handful after dinner, or mixed into yogurt before bed. The goal isn't to flood your body with magnesium at once. The goal is a steady mineral presence as you move towards sleep. The second, and this one surprises most seniors, pistachios. 1 ounce, about 49 kernels. Plain, unsalted. They lead with potassium, roughly 285 milligrams per ounce. Why this helps your cramps? Potassium governs the electrical signal between your nerves and your muscles. When it's low, the signal misfires. The muscle tightens at the wrong time. How to use it? Pair it with the pumpkin seeds, or rotate them. You don't need both in the same sitting. But across a week, having both in your evening rotation gives your legs access to both sides of the mineral equation, the signal and the switch. And the third is the one I see people skip the most, almonds. 1 ounce, about 23 whole almonds. Plain, dry roasted. They give you the broadest mineral spread, 80 milligrams of magnesium, 208 milligrams of potassium, and 76 milligrams of calcium in a single serving. Why this matters for cramps. Calcium works alongside magnesium in the contraction-relaxation cycle. Your muscle needs calcium to contract and magnesium to release. When both are present in the right amounts, the cycle runs cleaner. How to use it? Almonds are the easiest bedtime option for most seniors because they're widely available, they store well, and they don't require shelling. So to be clear, the protocol isn't complicated. Choose one plain, mineral-dense option for your evening rotation: pumpkin seeds, pistachios, or almonds. Use the timing correctly. Earlier in the evening or before bed, as part of a steady routine, not as a panic fix after the cramp already hits at 2 a.m. And use the right form: plain, unsalted, minimally processed. If you have kidney disease, potassium restrictions, or you're on medications like ACE inhibitors, ARBs, or potassium-sparing diuretics, talk to your doctor first. This isn't optional advice. That conversation is required, because the right amount for your body might look different from what works for someone else. And here's the piece that ties everything together. Research from the NIH confirms that 48% of Americans consume less magnesium than their estimated average requirement. For men over 71, the gap is even wider. That means nearly half the country is walking around with a magnesium shortfall, and most of them have no idea. You're not most of them. Not anymore. Most seniors never connect this to that. Today you did. One more thing before I let you go. And this might be the most important part of everything I've said today. The form matters more than the food. A honey-roasted almond is not the same as a plain dry roasted almond. A candy-coated pistachio is not the same as an unsalted one. A pumpkin seed buried in sugar and salt is a snack, not a mineral source. The wrong version can quietly undo the benefit, adding sodium, adding sugar, shifting the very electrolyte balance you're trying to repair. Plain, unsalted, minimally processed. That's the version that works. That's the version your muscles are waiting for. After 60, the goal isn't to chase a cramp at 2 a.m. It's to build calmer muscles before your head hits the pillow. Now that you know which foods may help calm leg cramps at night, there's something else happening in your body that can make even magnesium-rich foods less effective: poor mineral absorption after 60. Your gut changes. Your medications change what gets through. And if the magnesium in those pumpkin seeds isn't reaching the muscle cell, the cramps keep coming back no matter how many handfuls you eat. I cover exactly that in the next video. Watch it now.